Welcome to this presentation on Everyday Intolerance of Uncertainty Scale. While intolerance of uncertainty started as a concept primarily studying clinical anxiety disorder, recent research has shifted towards how we all handle the not knowing in our daily lives. Today we will explore how the EIUS measures this trait in non-clinical settings, its psychometric strength, and the ethical implications of measuring how people handle ambiguity. To understand the EIUS, we must first define intolerance of uncertainty. Carlton describes as is being a depositional fear of unknown. It isn't just about being afraid, it's about how we process information when the outcome is unclear. Researchers usually break this down into two parts. Prospective IU, which is the anxiety that we feel looking forward to a change. This is when uncertainty causes us to freeze up or struggle to make a decision. The EIUS is unique because it looks as these factors in routine daily environments. Historically, it was a clinical term used to describe why people with generalized anxiety disorder couldn't stop worrying. However, psychologists realized that everyone falls somewhere on the IU spectrum. In 2007, the IUS 12 made assessment faster and more accessible. The everyday version represents the latest step in this evolution, moving away from hospital settings and into the study of how typical individuals navigate in the world that doesn't always provide clear answers. The EIUS, largely influenced by the work of Baerbaum and colleagues, is a self-report tool. Unlike clinical scales that asks about panic, and the EIUS asks about things like your comfort level when it plans to change at the last minute or how much you need to know exactly what will happen tomorrow. It uses a Likert scale, making it easy to score, and provides a window into how a person's need for its effects of daily productivity and happiness. Why does this matter now? Our current society is defined by rapid change. Whether it's a global pandemic or a shift to remote work, the ability to handle uncertainty is a vital life skill. People with high everyday IU may experience burnout faster because they spend more mental energy trying to plan for every possible outcome. By measuring this, we can help people develop better coping strategies for a world that it is inherently unpredictable. There are several tools in the IU family. The IUS 27 is the gold standard for clinical depth, while the IUS 12 is the most popular for quick research. The IUS is the focus because it bridges the gap between personality psychology and the clinical insight. It is often used along test of open of experience to see how basic personality influences their specific reaction to the unknown. For any test to be useful, it must be reliable. The EIUS shows strong internal consistency, usually with the alpha levels above 80, which means that the items are effectively measuring the same concept. Study by Botses and others have shown that if you take the test today again and again in a month, your score are likely to be very similar, proving that it measures a stable trait rather than just a temporary mood. Are we measuring what we are? The EIUS has strong factory, meaning that the math supports the idea that there are two distinct ways that we struggle with uncertainty. It is also shows conversion validity because it overlaps with other anxiety measures, but it has discriminate vitality because it could tell the difference between someone who is just sad and someone who specifically hates not knowing the future. Where do we use the EIUS in this workplace? It can help identify leaders who are comfortable making decisions without all facts. In schools, it helps teachers support students who get anxious when instructions aren't perfectly clear. It is also used in life coaching to help people become more flexible. Even in medicine, understanding a patient's IU can help doctors communicate more effectively about the test results. Ethics are paramount. If an employer uses the EIUS to hire only certainty tolerant people, are they discriminating against these who are naturally made more conscious? There is also the risk of labeling. If someone is told that they have high tolerance of uncertainty, they might start avoiding challenges because they think that they can handle them. We must ensure that these tests are used to provide support, not to create barriers. Culture plays a huge role. In some Western cultures, we are taught that control is good, so anything we can't control feels like a threat. In other cultures, there may be a more fatalistic or community based views where uncertainty is just a part of life. We must be careful not to use a one size fits all scores for the EIUS. What is considered intolerant in New York might be a normal level of cautious in another part of the world. In conclusion, the everyday intolerance of uncertainty scale is more than just a quiz. It is a window into how we navigate our complex lives. It has the psychometric power to provide real insights, but we must use it with a heart for ethic and culture. As the world becomes more unpredictable, tools like the EIUS will essentially be helping us move from fear of the unknown to the acceptance of it.